Here we are, everybody. Another classic Staffing Sharks review it. Jamie is in the house. Jamie, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? It's nice to see you again.
Good. So the famous word of the day, SHAZAMME. I love to say that word, SHAZAMME. But for everybody out there listening today, I mean, we are going to teach you, Jamie's going to teach you, and I'm just going to guide along here about the website. I mean, I've seen this solution a couple times up and close, and I'm telling you what, if you don't have the platform that they have, I'm going to be upfront with you. You're behind the scenes, man, behind the times. So, and I'm just educating everybody out there. So, you want your website, Jamie, I got to tell you straight up, websites, they got to be creative. And for them to drive traffic, they got to be different, correct?
100%. 100%. You got to stand out.
So, and then on our title today is, horsepower. How many websites do you know of that you go in and you evaluate? They spend $6,000, $10,000 on a website, and it's like driving a four-cylinder. There's no horsepower.
Oh, that's cheap. That's on the cheap end. Yeah, I mean, we see them every single day, time and time again. At SHAZAMME, we've been doing this. Well, the owners have been doing this for about 15 years, and they've kind of developed a secret sauce to the ideal staffing website that, takes into consideration who's going to your website, so your candidates and your employers, how to get them to where they need to go and drive those application rates and reduce drop-off.
Nice. Okay, so what do you see out there? Right off the bat, I'm going to ask you, so what's the 4 to 5 bullet points that you see that when you go in, you see them have a website from another competitor? We won't even talk about them because there's no competition anymore. I always say that. There's no competition. We're just going to do it better. That's all. But what do you see that, you see the mistakes or you see what they're lacking that you guys can do better?
So the first one that I always see is WordPress. WordPress. So WordPress is not a secure platform because of all the plugins. So those are able to get hacked. I'm not trying to fearmonger, but it is the truth. Look up the stats. That's the first one. And if you do want to make edits, you have to know how to code, or you have to have a dev do it for you and then pay them and wait that time. We took the other route and decided it was all no code, drag and drop, easy peasy, done in minutes. Another one that I see is not, again, as I said, not taking that candidate or employer journey into consideration. You have 3 to 5 seconds to get somebody to where they need to go before they get frustrated or their sentiment changes about your website. I'm sure you've all been to websites before and you know how frustrating it can be. I was actually talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago at a conference, and he said he has not applied for jobs because he just didn't know where he was going on the website. So it's confusing. Integrations. So, we integrate with over 30 ATSs right now. So there's a lot of missing integrations, or your careers page will sit on a different URL, which affects your SEO. It normally sits in an iframe as well, which is just not a great candidate experience. Again, I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. And then just general site architecture from an SEO perspective. So really setting that foundation and setting your site up to be found on search engines a lot easier when someone's searching for a job. There's little simple nuances, and I can take you through a site if you want. We don't have to do that right now, but there's just little nuances that people don't think about.
One thing I've noticed on websites, and you know me, I'm big about the boom right off the bat, is I think they talk too much about their company right off the bat, and the job seekers are like on page 3, page 4. You never see where you click right on it and it says apply right now or anything. It's all more about, we got the greatest, everybody has the greatest, the best solution ever.
Yeah.
I got to tell you all out there, no shit, we all have the best solution. But job seekers, Jamie, I'm on the streets every day. Job seekers, they need to have the love right off the bat. And if they don't, you are 100% on that. Every time I talk to them, within 5 seconds, 10 seconds, they're off the site. Even like back in the day, I know a lot of healthcare companies, not knocking them, but they would say, put your password in, then you go fill out the application. Nobody does that. I remember me applying for a job back in the day. It said password and all that. I went skip. I'll just go through the easy clicks.
Exactly. And that's, what you have to take into consideration. And this is normally the first or second place that they're interacting with your brand. So you want to make that experience perfect.
So one thing I always say is, you said only no code website platform. Explain that to everybody out there, because be honest with you, I don't know too much about, doing platforms and all this coding and stuff. That's not my expertise. So give it to them.
Yeah. So with WordPress, there's a few other platforms as well. You have to know how to code. So write in HTML, CSS on the back end to make those changes to build out your site, or a developer has to do it for you. Most of the time it's a developer doing that. So you have to wait for them to do that, pay them for all the changes. We decided to flip that on its head and give the power back to the recruitment agencies. So everything is drag and drop. So we have over 160 widgets. A lot of them are specifically tailored to recruitment. So job feeds, job search, your consultants that are on a specific job. There's, again, tons of them. And they decided to take that route and focus specifically on recruitment, which is, what recruiters should be using. I use an analogy that if you were an accounting firm and you need to hire accountants, you wouldn't go to a recruiter that focuses on light manufacturing. So why would you do that with your website when we're such a niche market?
One thing I think, to be honest with you, a lot of us business owners, we are kind of dumbfounded when it comes to websites. We just, we feed everything they tell us and say, that's great, we're going to go with it. And then 2 to 3 years later, we're like disappointed why we're not getting our ROI. And then we're pointing fingers at everybody. So I think the biggest thing is do research. Hey, we got a shout out real quick here. This is one of my good friends here. Redbeard the Recruiter. Don't you love his tag name? I mean, yeah. This is awesome. So thanks, brother, for watching the show. But yeah, Jamie, you're so true on that. And I love how you guys educate people first. I've been approached by so many different companies that say, hey, we can do your website better, this. And all they do is give you bullet points, and that's it.
Yeah.
Now you're breaking it down for them.
Yeah. And that's what the approach that we like to take, again, because we are so niche. So we really pride ourselves on educating the market, making sure people understand what they're doing. Even if they don't buy from us, it's just nice to have understanding of the concepts of setting up your brand for success and then building on that.
Gotcha. Okay. So you ready for this? Everybody out there, she can change a website. What, 30 seconds? Is it? Different things you can change from it?
Yeah. It's a whole homepage I edited in 30 seconds to make it fun for spring.
I love this. You ready for this, Jamie?
Yeah.
It's all yours.
Yeah. So here you see changing the picture. It's London, changing it some flowers. Just making the colors a little bit more fun for spring. You might not want to do this to your recruitment website. I just did it for an example. And yeah, I mean, it's fully customizable. You can do it in 30 seconds. Click, boom, 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 done.
Bam. SHAZAMME, just like that. I love to say that word. But no, you're so true, because you know how many times that, like I said in the past, working with companies that design websites, now they charge you for that. What you did right there, they would charge me.
Yeah. Yep. And then you'd have to probably wait 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, you're losing revenue, you're losing things. I like how we can customize it to ourselves. I mean,
exactly.
What's your tagline? It's easy as Canva?
The Canva of recruitment websites.
And everybody loves Canva. Come on now.
Everyone loves Canva. So that's kind of the idea that they played off of, is that a lot of the things are templated, but you can edit them to make them your own.
Man,
it's not cookie cutter. Yeah.
So let's talk about the widgets, because anybody out there doesn't know about what is a widget. And then it says here, over 160 widgets to choose from.
Yeah. So a widget is essentially a little module on your page. So I'm not sure if you saw on the little 30-second video, because it was a quick one, but there's anything from a text box all the way to buttons. Again, as I mentioned, we have a job search, which little free piece of advice is that always put that on your homepage above the fold. So above the fold is where the page breaks. And then when you scroll down, you see more, because again, your candidates need to get there. And essentially they're the ones that keep the lights on. Your clients obviously do, but they're the ones that are applying and they keep the lights on. So you need to get them to where they need to go. Anything from that. So it's just a little module on the page that you can drag and move around whatever you want and then customize.
So on WordPress, you can't do that, can you?
If you code, you can.
Oh my God. So that means I got to take a class in coding, 3 months later?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So what other things are you seeing out there with your customers? I mean, is there any other troubleshooting ideas you can give us?
I mean, we always recommend being nimble. So that's, again, why we love our platform so much, is that your brand should be a living, breathing, I know it sounds so cheesy, a living, breathing version of your site, of your brand. Your site should be a living, breathing version of your brand, and it should consistently evolve. The market evolves, technology evolves. So your brand should also evolve, and your website should represent that as well. So that's something is just staying static. I've seen sites from 1999, like not kidding you, 1999, and like 10 years old, and you got to update that. You really do.
One thing that I've noticed, especially in staffing, we're a people person business, is when you go to a website and they have none of the members on there, nothing. It's just like info@staffing.com. I'm thinking, is this like a robotic thing? Seriously, at the end of the day, don't you agree they have to put pictures of themselves out there and stuff like that?
150%. A lot of our clients even put messages from the CEO, because again, we are a people business. So even just bringing, somebody who's so senior kind of makes you more approachable. I think it just makes you a lot more approachable and, keeps that brand alive.
100%. And you know what? I always say at the end of the day, you're going to laugh because you know me. I mean, seriously, at the end of the day, I don't do like pictures, like glamour shots and stuff. It's always me in action. That's what it's about, And I think it's bring your character out in it. You know what I mean? I love when websites, they're bringing out their communities service stuff they're doing videos, they're doing testimonials. Yeah. One thing I got to ask you, what do you think about having the Twitter, the Facebook feeds on your website? Is that harmful or is that good?
No, we have widgets for it. So we 100% recommend it. Right. Blogging as well. Blogging's a great way from an SEO perspective to drive people to your page. And then you can integrate things like a job feed. So let's say, you have a blog about accounting trends in 2023. You can say, hey, check out these accounting jobs, drag it right to the bottom of the page, and then filter it out for accounting.
Sweet. Mm-hmm. And you guys are based in Australia, right?
So we're headquartered in Australia. I'm in Toronto. We have my counterpart in the States to help out with North America. And we have someone in Northern Ireland to handle the UK.
Wow. So what are you seeing compared to Australia to the United States with the websites?
With the websites. Okay. So this is interesting. So the Australian market specifically for recruitment websites is very mature. The owners have been doing it for 15 years. And
nice.
They really wanted to expand that because it's not really an industry here. It's not really a niche here. We have a couple of competitors, but none of them do exactly what we do. Actually, nobody does exactly what we do, but, we're trying to just, bring the importance and, educate people on why they should focus on their website and how important it is. Because a lot of people just think it's just a website. It's just a billboard in the desert. It's just a calling card. No, but it's not. So that's, I think the biggest difference is just how mature the market is. And trying to grow it here in North America.
I love that. And you know me, I'm all about disrupting the industry. So, we see the same companies doing the same things with websites, and I know them personally and I love them all. But at the end of the day, you guys are making it easy. You're disrupting it. It's something new that really hasn't been taken off here in the United States. So now it's time for us, the Shark and SHAZAMME, to rock it out together. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, another reason why you bring up that point is just the competitors, doing that in a lot of their sites. You can tell sometimes who built it. So we wanted to make it fully customizable so that it doesn't look cookie cutter.
No, 100%. And I think sometimes so many people say, and I'm a big firm believer in this, I've been in the industry for 30 years. We've been doing websites for 30 years or anything like that. What have you done for the last 2 years? That's all that matters because time is flying by so quick. This time last year, we weren't even talking about ChatGPT. Now it's like, boom, right in our face,
So wild.
It is insane. So why would you have your website just up like ChatGPT? It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. And, you can use ChatGPT to your advantage, but at the same time, as you said, like it really should be taking off here and people should be really focusing on it.
Exactly. So what else are you seeing out there for websites? I know this is all about websites. So I'm starting in the staffing industry, looking for a website. Give me a couple tips here. I mean, what should I look for in the beginning? Naturally, I want flash. Everybody wants flash on it. But at the end of the day, you want something with horsepower, like I always keep saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you should really, especially in the market right now, you should really do something that sets yourself apart. You want, again, that horsepower, that flash that really sets your brand apart, but also speaks to your culture and, who your brand is. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
No, 100%. So okay. I don't want to be like, I've seen some other web developers that the 5 staffing firms they work with or 20 are the same cookie cutter, almost the same, identical. I mean, besides the different colors and fonts, it's the same layout.
Yep. 100%. And what's great is that, if you want to go flashier, you want to go a little bit less flashy, a little bit less horsepower, slow down the speed, you can change that. You can do that with our platform.
That's incredible. So when you start out with you, how's it go? Like, Jamie, take me from day one to, like, say I meet you and I'm interested in doing this. What makes you guys different with the consulting part of this to the end?
Yeah. So we will schedule a kickoff call with you. And after that, you will get assigned a developer and a designer in about 2 to 3 weeks. It's a very fast process. In about 2 to 3 weeks, you'll get access to the platform that you're going to use once we send you live. And you can go through and see what they've done based on, what you told them and discussed. You can make any notes and comments, and then they'll change that. And then about 2 to 3 weeks later, we'll send you live with the site. So we'll build it for you. And then you can just go for your life and make all the changes that you want. We are always here for you. We have 24/7 chat support. You will be talking to a live person, not a chatbot. They really wanted to focus on customer service because that was something that came up time and time and time again. We've all dealt with it. It's frustrating. So they wanted to make that as positive an experience as possible.
So you're telling me I don't get a ticket and my ticket sits there for about 4 days and 5 days? Hear that, guys out there, ladies and gents? No tickets. We all hate tickets when we get that. Everybody says, "Oh no, you'll get customer service," and then you get a ticket, and then we'll get back to you, sooner or later.
Yeah. We also have a full learning academy. So before anybody starts using the platform, go watch them. They're all videos, and then a full help center as well that goes extremely in depth and usually solves people's problems. Although, they usually solve them without even going to the chatbot, or they'll message us and then go to the help center and figure it out themselves.
I'm going to tell you, and I'm just going to be biased about this and call the United States out, but I tell you what, the staffing firms over in Australia and other countries, UK and stuff, I've seen their websites. Holy cow, they blow us away sometimes. I mean, we got some good ones here, but they got some flash and some stuff. I feel like they're ahead of the game a little bit with this stuff. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And something that's, really big that it's a focus is the integration piece. So integrating with your ATS, especially when you're posting jobs to your website, is really key. You need to make sure that those are SEO optimized. You need to make sure that they're not sitting in an iframe. So that's something that really sets them apart, is that they rank higher and that integration piece is sound.
Okay, time out. You said iframe. Break it down, Jamie. We're all learning here. So break it down. What's an iframe?
So an iframe is essentially a page within a page. So Google's not going to pick that up. And, you can definitely see one or tell it's one when you see it just from the layout. So a lot of, standardized careers page that come along with an ATS, we usually sit in an iframe, or if it's built out, on a kind of basic platform, it'll just be an iframe. But what we've done is we've made that consistent, the same URL on your page. There's no iframes. Anytime you post a job from your ATS, it'll go directly to your page, automatically SEO optimized. So people will find that in Google a lot easier.
Wow. So do you see that when you come across customers here in Canada, United States, that they don't have this lined up the right way?
No. And it also sits on a separate URL. It'll open in a new window with a completely different URL. So it'll be recruiter.com is their, main website, and then it'll be jobs.recruiter.com, which doesn't drive people to your site to interact with your brand. It's a different URL. So you're running 2 websites essentially.
2 websites, not getting the same traffic. And I see it all the time. I've worked with, companies I've worked with in the past. We had that experience too. We're like, what's going on here?
Yeah. So it's a lot of people don't think about it. A lot of people don't know. So that's why we love to educate people about it.
No, I love that.
So many little nuances that, again, it's people think a website's a website, but it's a lot more than that.
So when you say fully integrated, what's that mean? Like, please, we always talk about fully integrated, and we need to explain that to the fans out there, because I think sometimes a lot of solutions aren't fully integrated, and they say they are.
So we integrate with about 30 ATSs. So we have made a connection with them through an API, and essentially we flip a little switch once we get your credentials, and that will connect your ATS directly to your careers page. So anytime you post a job from within your ATS, it'll send some information over to your careers page and then populate it there. And then anytime somebody applies for that job, it'll send the information right back through and put it in your ATS.
Nice.
Seamless. Yeah.
Man, this is so easy. This is like Sesame Street. I ain't gonna lie. It's like, whew, my goodness. So we got a little shout out today. Got to love our fans here. It's all about helping each other out. That's what I always say, Jamie. So,
Yeah.
so one thing I want to talk about now is, so you go to a website, you see the video on there, they got music playing right off the bat. Is that good as soon as they click on it, that it's got the video rolling and stuff like that? Is that okay to have these days?
Like a YouTube video or just like a video running in
Just
the
like a
background?
video. Yep. The whole screen's pretty much a video with their bold words of, we're going to create jobs for you or whatever.
Yeah, we have some clients that have done that. I personally just like something simple, but we do have some clients that have done that in the background as well. I wouldn't do anything too wild, but just a slower video. And yeah, putting an overlay over it. I'm just going very into depth with.
No, we want to learn this. So go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Plenty of time. I got no watches on. Unlimited time here.
Yeah, I mean, just making sure it doesn't take over the actual text and the actual website and what you're trying to get people to do, so it's not too flashy, is what I would personally recommend. But yeah, you could definitely have it.
That's sweet. Mm-hmm. So here we go. So the hidden question is, when they're making these changes and stuff like that, we don't have to talk about pricing. Hey, we're not going to talk about pricing. That's something down the road for everybody. But there is no hidden cost. Correct me or not, right?
Nope. We're fully transparent. If you go to our website, the pricing is fully transparent there.
And that's what I love about it. So many people say they want you to reach out, get an email address so they can spam you on LinkedIn all the time or spam you anywhere else. And y'all do that all the time. You spam the heck out of me. I'm getting so much stuff out there. Sure, for social media, branding, all this other stuff. I'm like, do you know what I do for a living? Did you ever look at my profile? I can help you. And I'm like, no, I can help you. So that's what I believe in your company, that you're not going to spam people at the end of the day. And, you're going to teach them. And if they don't, you know what? And you're giving them the option. Okay, this is a solution we have for you. Mm-hmm. Do you want the keys and do you want to get the horsepower? And if you don't, that's okay. Because sooner or later, you're going to have to come back and listen to us again.
Exactly. And and that's fine. That happens sometimes, but a lot of people do end up coming back if it's, not the right time. They just built their site. They don't want to spend the money. But then, through that education piece, a lot of people will come back and be like, okay, we're ready. Let's do this.
And that's what I like, because getting to know you guys, you're not pressuring people at all. You have not one time said that you're the number one website designer in the world, which everybody tries to say. You know what? All you're doing is trying to solve a problem and make it easy on them.
Exactly.
And you're giving the bullet points of why it's easy. Like Canva, not to bring Canva up. By the way, I'm not getting endorsed by Canva at all. I do love Canva. I love Adobe too, so leave them all out into it. But at the end of the day, it's about Canva speaks for itself. You guys speak for yourself. Exactly.
The proof is in the pudding. And, a lot of the time when people see the platform, there's kind of this like aha moment. And yeah, it does speak for itself.
So here we go. So website, I love social media and I eat and sleep social media. So What is the presence of a website on social media? Because I'm the first one, and that's why I came up with that title. If you don't have the right website, it's like that fancy hood ornament, and I'm going to name some names. It could be the Mercedes, the BMW. Without the engine, the ornament just looks like, and you dust it off and it looks pretty, So what are you seeing out there that can push it to the next level on social media?
So I always say that your social should be driving back to your website. Maybe not always, but 100%. Depending on the content, it should be driving back to your website, because that should be the foundation for your brand. That is your home. So, think of that as your home, and then everything else is built around it. You don't have a solid foundation. What's going to happen to your house? It's going to fall down. So you need to have that there. So again, driving that back, having a clear call to action. And again, going back to your brand personality, keep your brand personality consistent. We're in a people business. Give it a personality. Keep it consistent, make it relatable, and then drive it back and have your website, holding the same personality.
I love what you said. It's all about personality. And I think so many I see out there creative content and all that stuff, they try to push it too much. Just be yourself. I always say to Jamie all the time, be you, be different. I think with the website, it's the same way. Be you, be different. Your website, when mine comes up, it's going to be ocean waves and that's me. It's, when you think of my website, you're going to think you're in paradise with a drink and you're going to get a job, but we're going to have freaking fun doing it. That's me. So if yours is hot rods or whatever, and I think so many people want to just follow the leader. In my eyes, be different. And that's what you guys can do. You can provide a different platform for them that's going to be something that nobody else has in the United States or beyond.
Exactly. I mean, the only limit is your imagination, is really what it is. We send you live with a site, you approve it, and then you can just go and change whatever you want. If your brand, guidelines change from green to purple, you can go make the whole thing purple again. So yeah, the world is your oyster.
So in the beginning, though, if I come into you and say, I want the ocean, all that, you do a lot of the legwork for me in the beginning, correct?
We'll build out your whole site for you. So
thing.
we will build it, do the integration piece. If you want to integrate a careers page, which 100% of the time we do recommend that you do. And yeah, and then we'll give you access to the platform once that's all finished, and you go for it.
What do you think of career pages? Now, this is a big one that a lot of people I've talked to say they don't like to post all their jobs out there because they feel like other staffing firms are going to go and poach them. So what is your take on that, posting all the jobs on the website?
Oh yeah, 100%. Keep it there. You should definitely keep it there, because it drives, if it's set up correctly from an SEO perspective, it will drive more traffic to your site, which equals more engagement, higher chance of applications if the rest of your website is set up properly.
100%. So I always say, if you're good in staffing and you're treating everybody with respect, let them post the jobs out there. They can pick anything they want. They'll never poach you because the customer will say, I'm tight with this staffing firm, I'm going to stay with them. So I think people that doesn't post stuff or don't post the salaries and stuff like that are maybe hiding stuff that job seekers, from my understanding, they tell me that there's something they're hiding. I don't trust them. So yeah. I think, like you said, be transparent right off the bat. Transparency equals trust.
Exactly. Yeah, we are starting to see a lot more people put the salary range on the jobs, which is great, because as candidates, you don't want to waste your time applying for a job that's, $50,000 less than what, your current pay rate is. So that's always something that we recommend. And it's I'm in Canada, so I don't know, but it's mandatory in some states right now, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. I've done it for the last 10 years. I always put that. I don't put like, well, the job could be 14 to 28. That's a different lifestyle. You know that, Jamie, right?
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
It is. It's like you're in a different tax bracket.
Yeah.
Come on, just break it down. Maybe $2 to $3 difference, but not 15 to 20. It's like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. So we always recommend that. Just transparency is key, I think, in any industry. People don't like hidden surprises.
No. Before we wrap things up, do you have any case studies you want to share with anybody? A couple stories of something you worked with in the last maybe couple months that turned out to be incredible?
Yeah, we actually had a client. I cannot name who they are, but they said before they signed up with us, they had about 100 visitors a month. And after a few months with us, I don't know the exact number of months, but now they're getting like 1,000 visits a month. True story. It's a true story.
Wow.
Yeah. And we've gotten some really big clients as well. So we're growing really quickly, based on word of mouth. People are really happy with the product. I would say we're almost at 500 clients now in 2.5 years. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
USA, here we come. Look out. So where else are you guys going this summer? Anything? Any other conferences you're going to yet or anything like that?
I think we might be at Staffing World, and we're just trying to figure out a couple of other ones. So stay tuned. Follow us on LinkedIn and you will find out.
That, or you'll see it on the Staffing Shark page, because I'm endorsing these guys 100%. And just to let you all know, I pulled my website down about 3 years ago, do an experiment to see if I can still savage it. And I can, but now it's time to bring it back. And guess who's going to be doing my website? Who do you think, Jamie?
These guys.
There it is. SHAZAMME, of course. They're going to be doing the Sharks website. So I'm just going to throw that out at you. Hey, if the Sharks, if I'm going to have them on my show, they're going to do it. Hell yeah. And it's going to be flash too, right? Jamie's probably going to be working with me, so she knows my personality real well. So, Jamie, we got to bring the ocean, the high tides, and everything else with it.
Oh, 100%. We got an image library of like 1 million pictures, so you can choose. You can change it every day if you want.
That's awesome. So before, like I said, we're going to wrap things up here. If you could tell the viewers out there anything else, a couple bullet points of what to look for, anything else. I think we hit everything, but a couple final shots.
Yeah, I mean, really, again, make your website the foundation of your brand. Again, first place that people interact with you, first or second place. Keep that candidate experience in mind, first and foremost, and then your employers. So I always use an analogy that if you are going to invite somebody over for dinner, your candidate, to your website, your home, to your website, you aren't going to make them walk through a maze to get to the dining room. Why would you do that with your website?
There it is.
Yeah.
Enough said. I mean, that's perfect there. So think of it this way. Everybody's going to your website is part of your family, hopefully, right? So,
yeah.
They want to eat at the dinner table. They want to be excited. They're like a football game. I just lean on this note. I think a website should be almost like entertaining. It's got to be like a Netflix. I'm going to say it out there again. My favorite artist, Kenny Chesney. It's got to be like you're going to a concert and you're just full of energy. That's what your website has to be, because when it has energy, then the people's going to reach out to you more. If it's boring and bland, they're going to think, well, you're never going to get me a job, because they want somebody to support them.
Yeah, exactly. You need to draw people in, use your personality, and, make it relatable, and build that trust and that relationship.
There it is.
Which sounds weird because it's with a website, but it does that. It does that. It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you. And that's a great tactic to use.
I love it. Wait, Jamie, thank you again. I got to say the famous word one more time. SHAZAMME. If you guys get a chance, definitely check out SHAZAMME. I mean, they got some good things going on. You'll see me posting this on LinkedIn later this week. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Jamie, where can they reach out real quick?
You can find me on LinkedIn. I'm there. And just don't hesitate to send me a message, send me a connect request. Happy to talk and, even walk you through your website if you want. You don't have to sign up with us, but just, give you a little education.
That's it. If you need any more information, reach out to the Shark too. I'll give you all the information too about SHAZAMME. Hey, till next time, guys, that's a wrap. See you later.